Going through the Penn State a little bit here, just recapping that one and going to Illinois coming up in here. Offense, last game you guys saw it. Of course, we talked about it to some degree, but again, not very good at all. It's a couple games in a row. Still struggling for sure. Offensive line play and getting a run game going to take some pressure off pass protection, some pressure off the quarterbacks as we move forward. So we got to keep finding ways to pick that up. Running backs, I think, need to get a little bit more yards after hit. I think we kind of a lot of times get what we block, both running and catching. So ability to make a play, make a guy miss, run through some trash, take 2 yards and get 5, keep us on schedule, those kind of things. 7 drops at wide receiver, very inconsistent out there, which is alarming. It's kind of, it's basically a wasted play, a no game play. You're going to punt a lot and get off the field when that happens. You get it protected, you make the right read, you throw it to the right guy, and then you drop it. So it's getting all those phases in sync. Our tight ends had a couple catches, but still we can gain run game protections. Quarterback, Dusty played. Ed had a slight injury that limited him. He's practicing a little bit. We'll see. I know we'll talk about that as we move forward, but we need those 2 guys. And we didn't play Trey. We'll keep working on it. He actually mentally really struggled last week and probably just a little out of whack with some calls and didn't have for him as good a week as he had. Had 2 turnovers. One was very critical to start the second half, put our defense in a horrible situation. Way too many mental errors, loafs. We don't get what we call knockdowns, getting your guy on the ground at all. And it's just not close to an acceptable level of play. So we'll keep working on that. And I have a great deal to do with offense myself, so take that personally as all parts of our program. We got to pick up the offensive end of the rope here. Defensively, we did show some improvement, but it still needs to be better. To sit here and say, hey, we got it figured out and all that stuff. With third down, defense wasn't very good. Had them on schedule the first 3 third downs, 3rd and longs. We had a 3rd down stop where we get a roughing the passer. Had another 3rd and long, let them off the. We caught them on schedule with good 1st and 2nd down defense for a change, but let them off with some soft coverage, inability to get a good rush a couple times, letting their quarterback make a few shots on 3rd down. So we need to be better there. I think our defensive coaches would tell you we still have too many loafs and missed assignments, missed tackles over there. We did create 3 turnovers. We are plus for the year on turnover ratio. It's probably one of the games that have been close, even though we've been on the wrong side of the ledger. I think it's unusual to be plus in the turnover margin and still be on the wrong side of victory. Red zone defense was really strong, 3 of 5, held them to 3 field goals. We're not trying to be a bend but not break defense. It can look that way, but that's not our. We don't really talk about that, but it is nice if you make an offense snap it over and snap it over and snap it over. Offenses will typically mess it up if you make them keep repeating it, and I think the defense did a good job of that. Still got to play better run D and get run support. I did think the defense, I think they responded very, very well to some tough situations. We start North Texas, we say we're going to come out and play a good second half, and we throw a pick the first drive, and the defense holds them to a field goal. We talked at halftime. I really felt Penn State would rally, come out and play a strong second half. So we talked to our kicker. We got to get off to a good start. Which way do you want to kick it? When we're swirling, which way do you want to go? We kick it out of bounds. Puts the team on the 40-yard line. It's really your odds of scoring get pushing 50% when you start around the 40. It's high 40% is what it is. So didn't like where we started our defense. So what does our defense do? They go 3 and out. Great response. Offense comes out now backed up with the bad kick, but the offense is backed up. What do? First play is the fumble on a little zone read or a power read play that we're running. What does the defense do? They hold them 3 plays to a field goal. So I appreciate the defense's response to this isn't the card you want dealt to you, but you got to play the card. And I thought they responded pretty good. They kind of rallied late and made a turnover. We're very fortunate where Penn State could have scored. We got them on a turnover late. Did think one of the few times the offense clicked was coming out. We got in a little bit of an I formation and maybe just caught them off guard, and maybe we got lucky. Maybe they missed a line. Maybe they didn't tackle well, whatever, but popped a couple runs. We flipped the field. That was actually pretty good. Defense held them there, created a turnover. Offense flipped it out past the 40. I think we had a negative play that brought us back to the 37 or 38. We punted to them deep, and now as well as the defense has played, we give up a 76-yard touchdown, and we're in double coverage. And we have it's a dead play if it's not. So that's where we got some improvement to make. I think we had 3 or 4 blown coverages that we were very fortunate they didn't hit. They got us on a fake reverse pass one time. They overshot. There was another opportunity where one of our free safeties, one of the hardened guys, young guys in there, just missed, get lined up, and their guy stumbled. there at the end of the first half. It was a touchdown if he hits in stride. So we were very, very fortunate. The teams we play in the weeks to come will be good enough that they'll make some of those plays. So we do need to make some strides there. Lastly, kicking game's been okay, although that kick out of bounds hurt us. We do need to make some strides in coverage. I think sometimes we're getting away with it where kicks maybe aren't getting strong enough, or punter's not punting it to the returner, where I think if the guy could catch it properly, there's some returns that maybe aren't happening. That the punt's landing away from the returner, and it's like the kick is, it's like we're getting away with a broken bat single. You know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. So it's kind of working out, but I do think we got to keep working on coverage, and our returns have been anemic. And so again, close, but again, that was a game that we felt last week that if we played hard, played up to our capabilities, we could have a chance to win, and it's still disappointing that we didn't. So moving forward here, you got Illinois coming in. They are very active on defense, multiple front, multiple coverages, blitz looks. They do a good job of all that stuff. They're strong in the run D, and they get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So they'll be a tremendous stout. They've been very well tested playing Arizona State. Western Michigan's a very solid passing team, very good and strong in the MAC. They had a great contest last week and a great comeback against Northwestern. So they've been very, very well tested, and they've held up every week. Offensively, equally impressive, if not more. Very fortunate. I know both their coaches, and besides Coach Zook, their coordinators, they're both Vic Koenig and Paul Petrino are two great coaches. They're well led offensively. They're 50 rushes a game. Quarterback can run the ball. Nate Schillhouse is a good player. Big line, three backs. They stick at you as the running game goes. Here comes some play action shots over top. One of the young men had over 260 yards receiving last week. So very complete offense with a strong running attack, athletic quarterback, and big play passing. In my opinion, they're playing rock solid and very deserving of the accolades, the rankings, and that's not blowing smoke. They're well tested, have played good games. Yeah, they've had all five at home, but they've came to play every week. They've gotten 5 quality wins. This is game 2 in the Big Ten. It'll be a big challenge for us. So what do you got?
Defensively, do you focus on giving them 19 points in the past game and a half, or do you look at it as we're still giving up 460+ yards to Penn State? What do you focus on there?
Well, again, like I said, I don't think we're trying to be that bend but not break. Stop. We had we had some third downs, some opportunities to get off the field. We didn't. You know, the offense has got to execute to keep the defense off the field, but the defense has got to execute to keep the defense off the field. So there were some times we had them on schedule, and guys are going to make plays. They're going to, they're going to make some third downs, but not. They shouldn't make as many as they did, especially third and longs. We're trying to show the positives that we're creating turnovers. We're not giving up points, but we're also trying to show, I wouldn't say the negatives, but where we can improve and where we need better run support from safeties and backer fits, our D-line, staying sound, staying gap sound, and what's going on. So, again, there's a lot of room for improvement. So that was a nice, better performance, but it's not the standard that we want. It's not what we're looking for, and that's not being disrespectful. We're making strides on that side. I don't think we're making strides offensively here right now, but I think the defense is making strides. But I still think for the standard that we need, short-term and long-term, going to get tremendous challenge this week. It needs to be a heck of a lot better.
With the comments about Dusty last night on the radio show, talking about the drops.
Does anybody listen to that besides you? Good. Why don't we just talk here and save that radio show time? Here we go.
But it sounded like you were sort of generally happy with him. I mean, how would you characterize it?
I don't know if I'm happy about anything offensively. I mean, he needs to play better, but again, those quarterbacks get all the credit, all the blame, but it's based on the guys around him. I keep saying that. So when you can't run the ball and you get one-dimensional and people are teeing off on you, your pocket's collapsing, you can't see as well, you can't follow through and step through your throws, it's easy to be off target. When your receivers are dropping passes, when you do get it blocked right and you do make the right read and you do deliver the ball on target and drop it. So, I mean, the offense is a function of 11, as is defensive play. We're all a function of 11 guys working together. It's always a little hectic and out of sync, but you got to minimize it. We had way too many mental errors, way too many loafs, guys not playing as hard as they can play. And we basically just showed that as a total group to them. This is you. Do you like the way this looks? Because this is the way this looks forever. This game's recorded and it's finished and it's in the chapters forever. My way of fixing things is we continue to practice hard, and we continue to have a positive attitude and move forward. So if you don't like the way it looks, if you keep practicing in a lethargic way, you're going to play in a lethargic way. So, Dusty did well. It didn't haunt us with negative decisions. I thought, he did a nice job leading us out there. But same time, I mean, we need everybody across the board offensively to pick up. And both he and Ed, they both have done well, but they both need to do better as we move forward. He practiced a little bit more yesterday. He just got kind of an ankle sprain there in the fourth quarter. I think it's in the third quarter at North Texas, and played through it, battled through it. But when he came back, he just wasn't very mobile last week. I think last week he threw 3 balls in practice. He did practice yesterday. I don't know if he's full tilt. I think it was to go through the week. He looks good. Looks like he'll have a shot. But that being said, right now, Dusty's played. I don't think it's a controversy as much as one guy's maybe a little bit more healthy. They're both capable of playing well. We'll see how it plays out as we go forward. I don't think the offense changes, so I don't think it's like secret, like, okay, now he plays and it's completely different. We're going to run similar plays with both of them in there. So I don't think like we're trying to hide something from the opponent of who is or isn't going. I think they would look at us as, one throws with the left hand, one throws with the right hand, but it's the same kind of stuff. That's a great question because, we bring him in as a D tackle, and, it's where we got him. It's where we're practicing all the 2 days when you're doing the bulk of your teaching, all the work. It's what we thought he was. And, of course, we're decent enough with the guys we're rotating at D tackle that, he's getting redshirted. I remember the first week and the second week saying, hey, if the guys that we block in practice, Bobby Richardson has given us a harder time than even your starters. I think he's a good player. As we just looked at our DM productivity through week 2 and 3, I think, very wise on the part of Coach Dearson and Coach Hagan to talk about it. A little unusual. He's still learning. He's going to make some glitches. He still will bust a few things because it is this call now tells me to do a subtly different assignment at D end than it did at D tackle. So he's still learning, but he made 8 tackles. And I think one of our guys, I know last year I looked at stats from a year ago, I know one of our seniors made 10 tackles for the season that played D end. He makes 8 in his first start. So that's a pretty good showing, and he's got a nice future. We'll keep building on him as you go forward.
Coach, do you think you guys are going to maybe show some things on defense against Illinois that you haven't really shown in the past few games to try and slow down?
Good tackling, proper coverage, staying on top of routes, rushing the quarterback would be some good things to show. These guys, they're good. And when you got a quarterback run game, a little option game, you get some concern, you got to account for him. So it's a different animal back there. And not that, Nathan Shieldhouse is their leading rusher, but they have very good running backs. They'll get downhill. They got a very good fullback, good O-line, big tight end. But there is an option part of their offense to not be a true wishbone. So that, again, defensively, if you'll talk to our defensive guys, you get concerned with what coverages, blitzes, looks you can do because the threat of a quarterback run, one more animal to defend on the field kind of limits you there. So he's a very unique player, and it looks like, and I didn't study him last year, but I did recruit him. He was at Oklahoma's camp a couple years in a row trying to be a quarterback, and his father played at Iowa with Coach Stoops for Hayden Fry. So I know the family, know the kid well. He comes from a great program. Brandon Shelby, our DB coach, corners coach from the same high school. And he's got some great qualities. And he's well coached by Paul Petrino. He's developing into being a quality quarterback because you watch him now, he knows how to set his feet, play with base, play with balance, and you can see him go through reads. So he's very athletic, can make plays with his feet, can make plays on the run, but he's going into being a really solid, good quarterback. He's got a great future.